studio.
Very much so. Very much so. I knew him personally and directly. He was a classmate. In fact, we are even still expecting the results.
That's right.
Of the exam that we just wrote. Indeed, he was to have the last lap of his professional exam yesterday. Just when it happened, he was supposed to have the last lap, and I understand that he spent the night before earnestly preparing for that.
My goodness.
And Helen, what do we seek? What do we seek? All of this is for what? Is to what end?
Right.
Because you look at the life of this young man, he fought hard to be where he is or where he was. Even when he got elected as Member of Parliament for the good people of Akutia, he didn't have it easy.
That's right.
He was contested in court. His victory was challenged. That was after he had won the electoral battle. His victory was challenged. He was in and out of the court.
That's right.
He was slapped with contempt. That contempt case was only cleared by the Supreme Court, I think, about a month ago, or less than a month ago. And then all through that, he was going through the professional certification process. And only to get to the end of it for this to happen. We are but mere mortals, as we always say.
That's right.
We cannot understand the ways of the Lord. And so we can only pray that the immediate family will have the heart to be able to deal with this. And his constituents as well, his party, and for all those of us who knew him, that will be able to take this and to pray for him, to continue to pray for the peaceful repose of his soul. For those of us who believe in God, we believe that this day will come.
That's right.
You don't know when, but it will come. And each one of us will face or meet this day. And it is always our prayer that we are ready when the day comes. Even if we are not, again, for those of us who are believers, we believe that there is the opportunity to intercede for us. So, on the strength of that faith, I am asking all of us who knew him, all of us who heard about him, read about him, and I'm sure that his name is a name that should be very familiar with all those who follow the news. Yes. So all of you, say a prayer for him. Whatever you believe in, whatever you worship, just say a prayer for him, that his God will accept him, and that at least the good that he did whilst on earth will not have been wasted, and that he would find favor in the Lord and a peaceful rest in his bosom.
Amen.
Yes.
Now, we know that he was only 40 years old, very young man indeed. And if you want full details, do check out 3news.com. Well, according to his brother, Edmond Apo, the late Ernest Yakumi had complained of some chest pains and was driven to the hospital by his wife, but the medical personnel could not do much to help. It also brings about the question of, especially young men in their prime, how are you all taking care of yourselves? How are you managing stressful situations, stressful conditions? We know that stress is a big factor when it comes to illnesses, when it comes to diseases. So as we pray for our departed brother, for young men, for young women who are going about their day, we're chasing contracts, we're chasing opportunities, we're chasing the future of our careers. But all of that doesn't mean much if you're 6 feet under. So for all of us today, as we mourn, as we commiserate with the family, we remember that life is fleeting and it is very precious. Again, let me apologize for a lack of Johnny's Bite this morning. Apologies for that. There will be no Johnny's Bite this morning. I know a number of you were asking on the socials. Do keep following on the socials, but there is no Johnny's Bite this morning. We'll go ahead, though, to take a look at some of the big stories this morning.
You see the statement you just made? It reminds me of some things I've been reading for all those of us who are 35 and above.
Yeah.
Indeed, the literature says from the age 30, a lot has to change about you.
That's right.
What and how you eat.
That's right.
How much sleep you get.
Correct.
Or rest you
Correct.
get. Some of the lifestyle habits, bluntly put, how much you party.
Simply put.
Yes.
What your 20-something-year-old organs could stomach, what your 20-something-year-old joints could stomach, as you progress within the 30s, they can no longer do that. In fact,
take that.
Muscle mass can start to decrease. So many things, like Sixtus is saying, you have to change the way that you are living as you age. Sadly, the body doesn't remain strong, energetic, like you were 18, 19, 20.
No.
It just doesn't happen that way.
No. So we need to watch our lives. A lot of us take on too much stress, much more than our systems can handle.
That's right.
And this is a conversation that is had at workplaces. You have the home stress, you have the work stress, you have the social stress. There is a point at which we have to be able to cut away some of them or ignore some of them. I think the common expression is sanity over what? What's that expression you people always? The Gen Zs have that expression. It was sanity over something.
I see.
Is it my sanity? Something. There's a Gen Z expression about it. So, for those of us who think that we are still young, when in fact we are convincing ourselves that we are still very young, when actually we are not, we should particularly be watchful of our health.
That's right.
Our health. That is the only way to prevent a sudden collapse, because these stories are becoming very common.
Very common amongst a demographic that for a very long time wouldn't be subjected to some of these. We used to think, this is for the old man. From 60 there, we'll start worrying about that. I know 35-year-olds that are afflicted with stroke, high BP, and the BP has to be the scariest one. You could be sitting here with me, Sixtus, you haven't checked your BP. Your BP could be high. You'll have no idea. You'll be walking around just fine, maybe a headache there, some restlessness. The next thing we know,
God forbid.
God forbid.
So we have to be doing that regularly, and it should also maybe an appeal to organizations. The workplace stress is so much that people walk about, mad, crazy, unhealthy.
That's right.
So this thing that some organizations do, you every now and then organize a health check. For your people, because the truth of the matter is that a lot of people also get so much into the jobs that they cannot, or they are unable to make time for some of those health checks. So I think that organizations should begin to incorporate that into their activities, so that you have a quarterly health check for your people. Yeah. After all, a healthy workforce is a productive workforce.
That's right.
A quarterly health check for your people, or half-year health check for your people, as much as the organization can support. And also the little interventions, every now and then encouraging or even rolling out.
I thought you were going to say encouraging retreats.
Retreats are very important. We cannot overemphasize that. Retreats are important, because if for nothing at all, the opportunity to get out of the immediate work surrounding, to be able to relax.
That's right.
Rejuvenate. Even if you are just going to sleep. Even if you are just going. And for some professions and careers, this is very important. We cannot overemphasize that. So, yes, retreats are a part of it. And the little things like even tidbits. Now, there's not a single organization on earth, in Ghana, let me come home, that does not operate a WhatsApp platform.
Okay, but since even the WhatsApp card can be stressful, I
agree with you.
Let's take it easy, because since my parents discovered WhatsApp, every other day there's something I need to be scared. Don't put onion in the fridge. Don't. So with the information, whilst it's good, I would say stick to one credible source, because if you follow my parents, you eat this. Don't put honey here. Don't put onion in there. Then the next day she came to correct. That's my mom. Okay, I'm a good mom. She said, no, you can put the onion in the fridge. So, the tidbits are good, but get it from...
The benefit of parents who are over 60.
They are nearing 80. My parents had me very late,
honestly, they don't
later
look
on
it.
in life. So yeah, they don't look it, but they've been old my whole life.
So you have walking clinics in your house. When they talk, you better listen. No, if they say don't put onion, don't even bother googling.
You see how when COVID came, we used to see a lot of information. Hey, they say at midnight, don't even breathe. The COVID is in the air. Say, hey, so will the COVID kill me, or should I just close my nose?
I remember the funniest one. They say wear a nose mask, and when you are in your car, roll up. So the police will stop you. You are in your car. You have rolled up. You alone. You are sitting in your car, rolled up. Then they ask you why you not wearing nose mask.
Some bizarre things happened around COVID, but
we have survived.
We have survived, but I agree. Even getting that information, and these days I think we even live in information overload. So let's get it from the good sources as well.
Yes. So, but I was talking about organizations spearheading this.
Yeah.
You see, if we have Media General spearheading health tidbits, for instance, on our platform on a daily basis, it means that would be coming from a credible source.
That's right.
It won't just be picked from, forgive me, Wikipedia and dumped on us.
Right.
This would come from a practitioner, a certified professional who would say, well, today, watch what you eat. Something as simple as that.
Right.
For people between the ages of this food or diet is good for you. Something as simple as that, you see. And for programs like the Fat to Fit, your
we
own
call it Fit
program.
Start. Fit Start.
For such programs, we should also encourage them. And for those of you who don't have any outlets, you can register with 3FM.
That's right.
We run that. And those are things that organizations can also do for their members, you see. And this thing that those of us who make time to walk up the Ebri Mountain, yes, people have tried to discourage it, but it is also a good exercise.
Why do they discourage it?
Oh, I mean, if you have been walking up there, you will see that after the healthy walk up and vigorous aerobics and all of that, people find some other ways to indulge. Then you ask yourself, was it worth it? You are accumulating much more than you bend.
They only finish then. You mean like with the fufu?
With the fufu
and the accompaniment.
You see.
I'm with you.
But if these things are structured and led by the organizations, I'm sure that it will help. And there are a lot of organizations that can now count their workforce over 30 plus.
That's right.
So the organizations should help.
I'm inspired this morning. 3FM starts. 3FM staff, 30 plus. Come and see me today after the show. We'll do some light jogging around the car. I'm very serious. I have some sneakers in my boots, so just come and see me. I know all of you, your ages. 30 plus, come and see me.
And what stops the Ministry of Sports and Recreation from starting a conversation about reintroducing or what's the word? Cementing PE, physical education, in our schools? I mean, growing up, these were things that were not taken lightly. I mean, the schools that we attended, citos as they were, you could not miss a PE session. In fact, when I went into the minor seminary, we had to write exam
on physical health, physical education.
Yes, we
because
had to write.
A healthy mind is not something to joke with.
And the teacher in charge of that was called Zeus, the Greek god.
Yeah.
So you can imagine. So, I mean, all these are conversations that we need to revisit, because for some funny reason, we have allowed life to fast track us and fast track growth. I mean, a lot of us wake up, we don't see our kids because we have to rush to work.
That's right.
And a lot of us also, by the time we get back home, the kids are asleep. So there's no time for you to engage, to say, okay, my son, when I was growing up, we used to jog in the community. We used to jog every Saturday morning, or every Friday morning we used to clean. Those are things that we are losing out.
That's right.
Because we we live in an age of quick service, ready-made, easy access, fast-paced. You cannot slow down. If you slow down, you lose.
For me, Sixtus, what also worries me is that we wake up first thing in the morning, we reach for our phones. Before anybody has had a chance to pray, for those of us who maybe meditate, before we even had a chance to meditate, to even take a second, breathe in the air, even drink water, just stretch your limbs, we've grabbed the phone. And these are mobile phones. They have all kinds of information. So you're reading about a war here, disaster there. Before you've even had a chance to ground yourself, to set your intentions for the day, you are just absorbing so much information. Some of the intel, very devastating world news.
And some will give your heart a faster beat.
I'm telling you, so that before you even get out of bed, your psyche has been formed by what you have seen: disaster, death, suffering, poverty, the kind of politics we practice here. So when you wake up in the morning, give it a minute. Leave that phone there for a while. Get up, pray, meditate. Let your feet touch the floor before your hands even pick up the phone. I've been trying to do that unsuccessfully, but the mornings where I leave the phone away and I'm able to pray, to meditate, to set my intentions, it's a far better day. Let's also divorce ourselves from the need to always be in the know.
Well, it depends. If you are in the profession that we are in, you cannot. But you see, there's something I used to do. I used to be very religious with that. You would have, so I wake up in the morning, and I think there's some health thingy to it as well. You wake up in the morning, like you said, the usual thing is to be woken up by the alarm.
Yes.
And that in itself is even a problem for some of us.
When you hear that sound,
you wake up with this startle.
Yes.
You are...
when you hear that sound, maybe in a movie or whatever, it still triggers you. Even when it's not my alarm and I hear that sound, it brings some kind of feeling in my body, like, it's very menacing. That alarm, I think it's a default on some of the phones, right? It's a default ringing tone. Everybody has it.
Every phone has those tunes. So I would wake up. You open your eyes, you are still on the bed. Then you sit up. Put your feet on the floor,
right,
and sit down for a while, some 5 minutes.
Very good.
Whether you are praying or not, it doesn't matter. Just sit down.
Sit down.
Quietly. You compose yourself, gather yourself. I understand health-wise, it's also good because it allows the blood to circulate.
Okay, so you don't just jump out, right? So you sit.
Just jump out of bed.
Okay.
So you sit down calmly. First, open your eyes. You are still on bed. However you were when you opened your eyes.
However you were.
Speaking English. Maybe you were.
It's okay.
Down. You were face down.
I won't interrogate further how one can sleep. Woke up upside down.
I was speaking plain English language.
No. I get you though. Yes, please.
Helen is twisting my words and my thoughts.
I didn't want to go say when you wake up upside down.
So that allows you to compose yourself. It allows you some window of meditation.
Yeah.
At least calmly you think about the last thing you did before you went to bed, and the first thing you are supposed to do when you get out of bed.
Yeah.
That can help. It's something I used to do so religiously.
That's very good, because a lot of people, before I even... the phone is by the bed, under the pillow. I grab it first in 3news.com. Pack. I don't even touch the floor. I don't even... I've stopped doing, and I used to be very good at that. Same
and some
thing.
people, they are brushing their teeth and they are watching the phone.
Yes.
They are scrolling.
Then they get on the loo, and that's the most fantastic time of the day. Then they TikTok as they are, getting about their morning business.
So there are a lot of lifestyle habits that we have to change as a people. And for the younger ones who are living their lives on social media, particularly, they have to start now practicing those things, because trust me, the way it is going, people will not even have the opportunity to think about their lives in the next 5 to 10 years. Everything is about social media.
Right.
Everything is about social media. Unless another medium comes to outfade this particular one. Other than that, we are stuck. Because you see, even on the road, there are times I scream out at people and I shout.
Oh, Sixtus, thank you for bringing this here.
Somebody is crossing the road.
We are dying because of
and
the road rage.
The phone. Not even the phone.
Yes.
You are slowing down for somebody to cross, and the person is busily reading or typing something on the phone. Busy road, oh.
So they're not even looking up.
They are not watching you. They don't care what is. We have all become zombies. It is not. See, and I am saying this without any contradiction. If you like, anybody who wants to do a PhD on this, go to the University of Ghana campus. Use that as your population sample, and I promise you, the data you will gather, it won't be a small thing. Look, I am reversing. There's somebody who is seeing me reversing. He is on his phone or her phone like this, and is trying to reverse before I reverse. So you are reversing, the person is crossing you from behind because the person is concentrated fully on the phone. Or they see you coming. They are walking in a line like this. They are on the road, and they are either chatting away, they are watching their phones. You can even see 5 people walking or seated, and no one is talking to the other.
Everybody is watching their phones. And it's even worse now. You have the earphones also inside. They can't hear, they can't see what is going on.
So there is something that is sweeping through the new generation, that if we are unable to save that generation, the zombie movies we've been watching, that is what we are breeding now. You just see people walking, joke. They don't know where they are going because they are. And if you go, a lot of them, just stop them. And the content creators, I'm giving you filler. Just stop the person. Let me see what you are watching on your phone. It will be TikTok. Let me see what you are watching on your phone. It will be Snap.
I mean, you have a TikTok notification. X, my bad.
Shame on you.
That's an important word of caution. But I even thought you were talking about road rage. I was speaking with a doctor quite recently, and he says that all these kind of small interactions we have on the road during rush hour when we come, they all build up in the system. Sometimes you are just driving and you are annoyed. You think, what kind of driving is this? Before you get to your destination, you're so riled up. So these days, I try my best when somebody does something silly just to maybe just let it go. You know, usually me, I'll just roll down my window, tell you my peace of mind for free. For free,
I like that.
I'll just tell you my peace of mind. And that one, you have to be careful. One day you go and meet your friend's auntie and you are going to the same destination. You fight with her. This is not a true story. You will fight with her and you both end up at the same location. Now, look at you. The road rage as well.
It's happened to me before. I was going to church with the family, Oponglo. The Oponglo traffic light. I was going inside campus. I'm a Catholic, St. Thomas Aquinas. So, you would have to branch inside.
That's right.
And then the straight one crosses the traffic light.
That's right.
Yes, but there are times you get there, depending on the traffic, you won't be able to branch.
That's right.
So you would have to wait for the traffic to move before you then turn in. So I got there. I couldn't, because there was a car in front of me. There was no way I was going to be able to branch. So I stood there and I was waiting for the cars to move first. Then there was a car behind me. Pippin. I didn't say anything. Pippin. Pin. I didn't say anything. Then pippin. Pin.
Aye.
So I removed my hand and I did this, like the stop sign. And I continued waiting. Then I said, Pee! At that point, I just let loose.
I hope you didn't exit your vehicle.
No. I rolled down.
Okay, and you just...
I just let
on a
loose.
Sunday morning, you
on
just
a Sunday morning,
gave it to somebody
when
free.
I was going to pray.
Oh, my mother used to do that.
So,
She said, God forgive me, please.
Whilst I was letting out, my wife was relaxed. It's okay. Just ignore. And at that point, when it starts, it's difficult to steam down.
Yes.
So at that point, I was still very angry because I didn't understand why you would do that. You can see there is traffic. I'm standing here. Why? You think it's because I want to sleep here? So I drove on. The car that was doing the ping like some emergency bin, it was also driving behind me. I was driving calmly. It was driving calmly. I take a turn, it takes a turn. I take that turn, it takes this turn. We got into, and normally I have a specific place I park at church. The security man even knows that spot. So I drive in. This car also drives in. So my wife then noticed and said, the man is following you. I said he should come. And at that point, I honestly was still very angry.
You thought maybe there was some confrontation pending?
Pending.
Okay.
So I readied myself for it. And she kept saying, don't worry, let's just go. I mean, it's not necessary.
What month was your wife born?
March.
Okay.
So I drove in, parked, and the car also drove in and parked by me. I got down, an elderly man.
They are the worst culprits.
So that killed everything. And the man was also going to the same church.
I mean, did you speak with him?
Yeah, we spoke.
What did he say?
So he was like, I wasn't moving. And I said, yes, there was traffic. And I tried signaling him that there was traffic. And he said, so he was first to say, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't really realize that.
Oh, well done to him.
And but at that point, the age factor had, cooled me off.
Because after setting to some of the, so it's just a fact. At a certain age, some of you need to get your parents off the road, be helping them, be driving them because. You please continue.
It's fine. So on the road, a lot happens, but we need to be a lot more patient. Because, like you said, all of that build up in our system.
That's right.
And then, you see, that could have made me angry the whole morning, even through church service. It could have just destroyed my day. So the rest of the day, there's no peace within you. But the person has moved on.
Yeah.
He's living his life.
And scientifically, what is happening within your body is that there's something called cortisol. It's a stress hormone, and it is just building in your body. Cortisol will cause your BP to spike, will cause so many health things. So for you, it's just an angry interaction. But physically, scientifically, something has changed. It's a fact. It's a scientific fact that your body is now increasing cortisol. You're getting more stress. Cortisol will stop you from losing weight, will help you accumulate fats around your stomach. Just the mere cortisol rising in your body.
We beg you. Hey, stop that thing.
Okay.
Our stomachs is not because of anger.
Sorry.
anger triggered.
It's all connected.
And
Forgive me, but it's 25 after 7. Sixtus, I was going to take calls in about 5 minutes. Can we run through some big stories on 3news.com and have a small chin wag, and then we'll activate our phone lines? I see it blinking. Bear with us just for a quick second. This story here is important. Again, captured on 3news.com. IMF Executive Board approved some $370 million disbursement for Ghana. That's coming from the finance minister. Now, yesterday, I got a message that yesterday I was very feisty when I was trying to get my point across about not creating new authorities for new projects. Somebody may say, hey, is that how you are? I say, yes, that's how I am. Take me like that, please. Forgive me.
Tell the person that I convinced you.
No, I wasn't convinced because
projects have to be managed as projects and implemented as projects.
Maybe I was swayed like 2% because I went back and read Professor Bobkins and listened to what he had to say. And I agree with what you say to a degree about the ownership. It's a new project. You want that oversight, maybe not control, but oversight. But he listed some other, he went back and talked, I went back and listened, and he talked about this Ghana Beyond Aid as a project that was launched. And his main argument, I would say, was continuity. And in fact, he uses the IMF as an example. He says that what we need is an IMF secretariat. Having gone now 17 times, if you go to the IMF page, they say we've gone 18. He says that is what we need an authority for, because watch how, when it comes to the IMF program, the changeover is seamless. The NPP or the NDC will go to a handover smoothly. Everything will go. But one day, they say, no, we don't hand over to me. I can't continue. We've spent money there. They'll bring another one. Oh, don't hand over to me. I have a new name for it. I think the argument was maybe more rooted in continuity and how we can maybe ensure that with some of our projects. But you gave a good, shall I say, system where it starts off being owned by, let's say, the office of the presidency to get its footing, maybe in the first year, 2 year, 3 year, and then once it's been firmly rooted, it can find its way to whatever relevant authority institution can take over. Ministry of Finance will always be involved, for example, because that's where monies will be disbursed. And I thought there was some little merit to what he says. But we have $370 million that has been approved by the IMF. I don't know whether we've received all the monies that we went to the IMF for. That's something to certainly look at. But very quickly, the International Monetary Fund's Executive Board has approved Ghana's 4th review under the Extended Credit Facility ECF program, unlocking a significant $370 million disbursement that signals growing international confidence in the West African nation's economic recovery efforts. Now, Sixtus, let me ask you a question. I don't know if it'll be... No, it's not controversial. No, it's not controversial. You've seen our Foreign Affairs Minister, Honorable Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, have a bit of a back and forth with a U.S. senator. And it has got opinions very divided about that, what we call the clapback, and whether or not he handled himself diplomatically, etc., all those different thoughts. As a citizen who your 4th review approved $370 million, people are saying, do you have the real muscle to really be going back and forth with
if you study diplomacy and international relations, there are principles, and one of that is mutual respect.
Okay.
States are to demonstrate mutual respect to each other based on the principle of sovereignty.
Right.
Every single state is a sovereign state in its own right. It does not matter the size of the population or the landmass. It does not matter the wealth of the nation. It does not matter how indebted or poor or broke the nation is. That nation has to be respected.
Absolutely.
It is the reason we go into relations. Nations go into relations, that they want to trade, they want to communicate, and they want to engage on mutually beneficial basis. So, South Sudan, no, I think that's the wrong example. I was looking for the the newest country or nation state.
Right.
For now, I think I can. Let me just use South Sudan.
All right.
You know, South Sudan split from Sudan at a time of war and a fight over resources and all of that. But even that country that is, you know, conflict-laden deserves the respect of every other country in the world.
Absolutely.
So in your dealing, where your officials are dealing, there have to be that mutual respect. So yes, the United States of America is a very powerful nation.
That's right.
Nobody can contest that. But it does not mean that its officials can speak anyhow to officials of other states. I have followed the discussion on social media, and I think that we are not being fair to our own.
I couldn't agree with you more.
We are not being fair to our own. And you know, we live in a period where the craze about traveling to the US for a lot of third world countries, the craze about traveling to the US makes a lot of us, you know, we cower anytime we want to speak about the US, because you are scared that somebody will capture that your statement and put it down and wait for you. When you go for a visa, then they will use it against you and deny you.
And now that has become the thing as well. They're checking social media, so we've all got to be.
And that is another
careful.
problem. Now, your visa application is not even based on the paper that you fill. They will ask you to bring your social media account.
That's right.
And they will profile you based on that social media accounts that you have submitted and decide whether you are an enemy to the interest of the US. Listen to that again. They will profile your social media account when you apply for a visa. And based on your comments, your likes, your associations. So again, also be careful about what you post, what you share, even what you like. That button that you click, like.
Even what you receive.
Even
you
what
are
you
watching.
receive.
Yes.
Something that you merely just laugh over because it was funny. So you just click that emoji, laughter. That's all. That can be used against you. And that's the new diplomacy that the US is embarking on.
That's right.
See, so that has made a lot of us very cautious is not the word. If it were caution, then we'd be safe. But I think that it's cowered us into a certain hole.
I agree.
That, US has coughed. Who are you to sneeze?
So you
or the rest of us are catching cold.
You agree with how Okujeto Ablakwa Honorable responded to the senator?
Number one, the senator should not have gone on social media.
That's right.
The face of every other thing is changing, but diplomacy is not changing. We cannot conduct diplomacy on social media.
That's right.
We cannot. I mean, and the post was direct and personal.
Yes. Even you said you are in the DU foreign minister, you are in DC. Instead of paying us like you have paid the Chinese, you owe us, you owe the American people. I mean, I found it in such poor taste, the way that it was worded and again directed to him. And I say this because as a Ghanaian woman that was born abroad, lived abroad for many years, and I see how, you know, how culturally you are placed in a certain rank. I'm always so happy when our leaders show that kind of boldness, because you're right, it doesn't matter how much you owe. Do you know how much the US owes? The US owes in trillions.
But we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that, and we don't use that as a jab against them. So I was happy with that. Would I have scaled it down maybe 2%? Maybe that. But apart from that, it gives me a sense of pride, and I hope that young ones watching know that, well, if you do anyhow, you see anyhow. Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa was on social media, probably looking for his next interception. And you came at him like that. And Sixtus, I think you laid a fantastic foundation about sovereignty. Every country has its pride. You can't come and tell me anything and expect that if I have a rebuttal, then I'm the bad person because I didn't handle it delicately. In any case,
that debt was not accumulated by this administration, right? So if there were conversations ongoing, and I honestly don't know whether there were conversations on, or whether there are conversations ongoing to settle that debt, or whether it is the position of the government that it will not settle that debt, I don't know.
Honorable said we will settle it at the right time. I think that was in the clap back as well.
Okay, so I mean, that conversation is not a conversation that should be had on social media.
Right.
So for a committee chair, and in the U.S. politics, committee chairs are big people. And I keep emphasizing that point here in my discussions about committee chairs of the House of Parliament. I mean, if you are a chair of a committee of our legislature, you hold a big position. It is not a small position.
Right.
And particularly in the U.S. politics, those positions, they don't joke with them because they have enormous authority and power of oversight. And they can influence. Indeed, again, I've seen another argument that says that they don't influence policy. The U.S. lawmakers don't influence policy. And I laughed. Is it the same international relations we all studied? They influence policy. They dictate, especially if you are an opposition member.
That's right.
You influence. You have enormous influence. So, I mean, in the name of NDC and NPP politics, we want to downplay a lot of things. And we think that anything that the government of the day, an official of the government of the day does, it's worth a jab. We have to come hard on sometimes, let us think about our national pride.
That's right.
Let us think about our sovereignty. Let us think about the mere fact that as a nation, we deserve respect.
Absolutely.
Why? Who doesn't owe? Because I owe you, I can't breathe again.
Because I owe you, I can't go to DC.
I can't go to DC again. Come on. So I'm very sure that there is some other backdoor conversation that triggered that social media interaction. You see, that a lot of us, especially those on social media who are lashing it out to our foreign minister, there's something that we are not privy to. So let's all just leave it there. And for me, let us agree that our minister did his job as our chief diplomat. He is the one representing us across the globe.
Yes, let the people know that we're not pushovers.
Yes, and he has a responsibility to ensure that people respect Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana. You can't come and say anything about Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana.
That one even opened the whole can of worms. So you let me plug the phone line. They said, which Ghana are we living in right now? Are we really in Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana? Fantastic as always. Sixtus Don Ullo is our senior producer right here on 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. The phone lines are blinking. 0559 242 717. Alternatively, you can reach us on 0556 910 154. Hello, good morning. Apologies, I lost you there. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Helen.
Yes, who's speaking, please?
Yes, my name is Yima, calling from Amomole.
Amomole President. How are you doing?
Thank you very much, my dear sister. God has seen me through this morning. I'm fine. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. You're on air. Let's hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I had a post, let me say, I really can't tell if it is true, about NDC National Chairman Johnson Esidun Kitia, saying that NDC appointment is about competence and not loyalty. Madam, I want to use this, your medium. I really don't know if that release or that statement came from him, because we need competent hands to help this government to progress, so that we, the citizens, also, will benefit from their governance. But if it is true somehow, then I will say that saying the appointment is about competence and not loyalty, I'm referring to the NDC faithfuls.
Right.
Because, yes, if it is really true, then I'll say it's below bet. Chairman General, in fact, I'm really disappointed in you, honestly.
Oh.
Because there were some of us dedicated our life. My dear sister, even let's take it from last year election. Some of us went to the police station as polling agents. Some of us were tortured and all that. We went through a hell of time. So if there's an appointment, I'm not saying that the vice president position should be given to me. No, I might have my field of expertise, so whereby I can also be fixed. So I'm not forcing myself to be where I'm not supposed to be. So if the chairman, this is really from where this release came from the chairman, then most of us are really disappointed. I'm telling you, my sister, we are really disappointed, and he has to come again and apologize to us. I'm grateful.
Also grateful for your call. He says, is it about loyalty? Is it about competence? Well, I'll leave that up to you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Pastor Dewale, how are you doing?
By His grace, I'm fine.
Fantastic. Let's hear you.
And I pray that same mercy and grace upon you all.
Amen.
My sister, quick one about IMF. You see, anytime I will, this an appeal to you or to other presenters.
Surely.
Anytime we talk about IMF, let's always exempt these two regimes.
Oh, Pastor Dewale, we lost you. Please give us a call back. Hello, good morning. Eben, lower your set for me a little bit. It has. How are you?
Not bad at all. You?
I am doing great. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I'm thriving.
You know, Helen,
Eben,
we really love you. I think if Johnny is not around,
oh, sorry, Eben, you have to repeat that. I lost you a little bit. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
I said, we really love you. Okay? But whenever Johnny is not around, you don't give us more time. You and sisters will talk and talk and talk. You give us only 10 minutes. Johnny used to give us 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Please,
well,
cultivate that habit. Because you have a lot to say. You are pleading
you are using your time, you are using your time. Let me hear you.
Whether if I use my time, maybe I will use my time for this, so that maybe tomorrow when you come, you give us at least 20 to 25 minutes, as Johnny has been doing.
You know what, Eben? I'm here for you. I love you too. Well noted. Let's hear you, please.
We're calling you.
How are you though? Hope you're doing well. It's very cold. Felicity says you have to wear sweater, pullover, jumper, jacket.
I hope you are. I'm wearing sweater.
Fantastic.
Don't worry, I'm wearing sweater.
All right, let's hear you, please.
My child will. We'll get more feet to shoot. So that one, let's forget about that one.
Surely.
Anyway, let me say good morning to my boss, Mr. Akwesika of the Shipyard, Deputy CEO, and also Honorable Agbo and Makafui, TDC boss. Courage. May God richly bless them to reset Ghana agenda for us to have a better distance. You see, let me also applaud the president this morning. He has really proven that he was listening. You see, about these contractors that they have abandoned the rules here and there. The president is assuring them that they should go back to site, and lo and behold, their money will be paid.
Right.
So contractors, I'm pleading with you, go back, especially Pokwase in Saomo stretch. Charlie, it's very horrible. Very, very horrible. So we are pleading with the contractor. Please go to site and make sure you work so that we have a very good day. Because the researching agenda is everywhere. It's cut across. Have a good morning.
Have a blessed morning, Eben. Eben says, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes, who's speaking? Where are you calling us from?
Frank Nalu, Dominion Mayo.
Domi Patrick is saying. Bibia Boko, we're doing great here. Let's hear you, please.
Yo, Domi Trot have a thing in a chow, mom, so much chow.
Yeah, Jubia, so.
Yo, I know Paidia, Mamimpa Quenya, Manyaso, Namincha, Chapanju. I shall my communication officer. I mean, simply for some Madu Babishan, Waboka, 8 years opposition, Wakshare to 8 years. Woman Babishan. And Panipobu baby, yes, and Sa, and when you fear, Minia Banyade, and Sam Babium, and so Papa Mahama, and me will say yes, or not your Sia or your do an a school for a muchum school fees, a chum, actually you, bear Mahama Sarah, send him back at the university student. Get a momo, and you know, a idea, and a
or say a friend, no fee stress policy.
No fee stress policy. And right, you made for you don't call it go. By a promise to Mother Frank. As I grow, you MP for the way dear Mahama and dear Frank, why are the pa? Yeah, you didn't have a first way your phone so. Yes, when your friend are buying Papa no. I am a scan then an union can. I buy beer in Via Terminia on the cat.
That's right.
I buy the Cania or cup ones where they put
it. Didi.
Anna Ghana 24-year business despite Ibrahim Mahama, Magdana, the woman now, be a Ghana, the IMF 4 months, Yenya Bambia, or the IMF Ghana, no, there wasn't slim, no, there can get party, do a tea. Now, where there were dick, and the beer, my mandatory school fees are my first year students, asan the be solve dum so na ku kwado ni baumia eja to ho asan the be be ma contractor ama saman road o ma ya ma dia o say yo sanafi Ghana for.
Oh, sorry, we lost you on the line, but he's talking about the no-fee stress policy. He says it's going down well with the students, and he says that development is ongoing. He agrees with Sixtus. He said, what country does not owe? Let me jump back onto the phone lines. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, who's speaking, please?
It's Helen.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing great. How are you?
I'm fine.
All right, let's hear you.
Elios, the Gesi.
Ah, fantastic. Good to hear your voice.
Elios, the Diabo for there.
Bibia Boko.
Danyama, Danyamiasi. Livia, they say Papa President Mahama. He was called Ghana Hanum. He was called Ghana Hanum. Also, a Yanum, Omun say it is castle accommodate. Omu Bal, we are Ghana. He said Papa President Mahama. Sas Kanu, a Yanumu Rianu, yes, Sas Kanu. I'm not Ghana for about my President Mahama. And you said, Sas Kanu, oh, what the tax up to you? What is the per liter? Sas Kanu, Nkofamu Yanu, can for Yaka, or Ifa, or Aboti. But what you know, Negi, you see, I give you property.
See, Aura must work.
It's working.
Right,
so
right.
You need your money back. And here is it. Oh, yes, after that, over Papa, or Bob Bravia. How come? But, what this cannot bear? And yet, what is what the police should know. Merely at the end is in power. But I discussed President Mahama. When we start, Johnny Cotton, which you want to understand the truth, that is for you. And then, you're going to see a bill.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your call. Well noted. He's talking about oral. He says we have to recoup the monies that have been lost to corruption. I'll take a few more calls and then we'll make way for sports. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Auntie Helen.
Yes, good morning. Who's speaking?
This is Ajim Victor calling from Keta constituency in the Volta region.
Fantastic. Let's hear you, please.
Yeah, thank you. I would like to say a very good morning to our Council of State, that is His Excellency Tanko. He's doing a human job. I'm going to bless him. Madam Helen, I would like to talk about the Accra motorway.
Certainly.
When you are driving from Tema to Accra, the road is very bad, and if you didn't never use that road before, and you are driving your first time on the motorway, when you reach where the other road is, when you reach there, or you bypass there, just like 100 kilometers, Ashita. It's in a very developed state. I think the road minister and the highway should take a critical look at that.
Absolutely.
Secondly, let me take my second point to the Jubilee House.
Sure.
I think, you see, most of our people, the comrade, the NDC, they suffered for this party before this party comes to power. So some appointments that they are doing at the Jubilee House, they should be very careful because the grassroots is not happy. The grassroots suffered for the party. They are not happy about some appointments they are doing at the top. They should be very careful. They should know the shoe that the rag that cleans the shoe is still around. The shoe will be dirty again. Have a great morning, my sister.
Have a pleasant morning yourself. Let me take my final caller. We'll make way for the sports. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, who's speaking? Where are you calling us from?
I'm Ike calling from Kunkatamaso.
Let's hear you.
I hope you are doing well this morning.
I'm doing great this morning.
Okay, thank God. Sister, I'm Johnnie.
Obeti.
Yeah, and I'm here on Abu TK from Katamaso MC. And on Abu Ashmo, baby, or would be another Pemichiano. Jamadu.
Certainly.
Asama, your chairman, Ebeka, say, if we not on a buyer, maybe I Claude, me say, on the non dream home view. Yokoto Abano, one man can say, get the competence over loyalty. Yembim ye branch executives. Me no kata the castle during campaign, the castle ever ball form. A ball form.
Oh, Kose.
Yeah. No beyond soon a me, yeah. Me baby I'm a wanna acquire the center for our tongue clanning.
NPP for nyina atwa me ho ahyia anɔpɛ aviane enumbre dida me yɛ ne adwuma me yɛ no ɔmɔ ho monim enti sɛ yɛ adwuma sei na sɛ wo ba bɛka kyerɛ sɛ wo be choose competent over loyalty and how bad is and then onkofa me say onkofa ne yere ne mba a omoye loyalty
Debbie asem no mo find out so no ene kan
ya ene onkofa ne yere ne mba no mo beye 2028 number because it's
abutre Matthew said but abutre
callers no just imagine last time they catch Johnny just imagine a day so we had a 10 series crown at the calculate 8 years now
ampa
yenya ne fa yenya bi mu yeko radio so ko TV so yenya ne fa ye car e fa ukada ne onka ho e de ekọ ye step ye hu anim kura wo TV so kura mpo unim say e threat obi hu kura mpo ama it is a message you receive when you can you to home apart you say no crash or cancer media and you only done on dream we na 2028 no e wa hayi yan kasa ye pian so ne betan pian mako
asem na ya critical ike
yes wuntimi mfa yan ye caterpillar ne me yi kwan na wo bia waka kire say o de saloon cars nkwan ne ba be pass na wo caterpillar be pass ani afa wo di wasi field aso say be sinko what is that
ike
yes so sa dia no so yan endi the college no yan dey say yan nuano mo wahu say de baby no credit na ye be kan ye penyi wo ya de no anye di ye be ba ka cho the ni say yan fo akwa so yan kata so nti me ka chere say no credit free na no buy dia me I cloud me say under non dream with you ye channel
Thank you for your call, and that's my last caller for the morning. But Bileshon is in the house today. It's a little bit more demure. Yesterday he served it to us hot with a 3-piece ensemble. Today he's channeling the cool and suave look. If you're not watching us on Facebook, he's got a black t-shirt on. This jacket, I think it's a brown. Is it a brown color? Brown color. So there's in colors. There's chestnut. There are different names. Brown color. That little really nice, small, sexy gold chain. Let me see. Is it there?
Yes.
Give it up. 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 TV3's most beautiful. And 3FM's most beautiful. You are light here. All right. Of course, the sports is up next. Thank you for all of your calls this morning. There's more to come.
Mark your calendars. It's the 3FM Baby